fuel pump is loud. They say that if the fuel pump's louder than the exhaust, you're gonna get gapped. I think the fuel pump is louder than the exhaust. Ain't nobody getting gapped though, I can tell you that. Wants to pop up on me because I forgot one pin. Let me pull over and sort that out. I've got the other pins in there, but the one pin up front I forgot. Let's see, is there anything in here I can jam in there for the time being? I thought it would be fine, but I guess not. Well, we've got our makeshift hood pin in place. Goodness. See, don't want to come out of first gear. That's going to be a problem. I think it's time we pull this thing in and see what that other trans is about. I mean, we've got it. It didn't cost me any money. It's sitting there. Might as well try to use it. Because that thing just does not want to do it. Feels like the converter, like, oh, feels like the whole thing's slipping out. Oh, this bitch is dead now. Okay. So it looks like I'm gonna be stuck here for a minute. Right down the road from my house. I think the trans is officially out. Oh, there we go. There we go. Even manually shifting it does nothing. So either the converter or the trans is jacked. Good news is I've got one right here at the house. So now it's just time to pull out the other Mustang in the garage, pull this one in. Let's get to swapping. housing bolt out. Ugh, that makes me want to quit. Those little 1/8 inch at a time turns. Yeah, that's what we got going on right now. Hey, there we go. Now we broke two. Remind me to put the tubular K member on here and save myself a lot of headache in the future. So, after a few hours, and if you're the type of person that welds your exhaust from front to back, there's a special place in hell for you. Oh, great. Speaking of that exhaust, bell housing's not going to clear. Come on. Nope. Here it is. One piece of shit transmission. Out. Trans fluid all over my floor that I now have to lay in again to put the new one in. There it is. So every once in a while, when you're working on a car, you get a nice surprise. I've been fighting this trans all day, just stupid stuff, and mostly because I'm doing it on the ground and the exhaust is welded from front to back and everything else. So it's been pretty frustrating, but I finally got it out, and then I got hit with this real nice surprise. Let me show you what it is. So I don't know how well you guys can see that, but what that sticker is, that's an SFI flex plate, which tells me that with the welded rear, and oh, those are ARP bolts in there too. So this motor might have a little bit of work done to it. Maybe not an incredible amount, but at least a little bit. It might be worth popping the valve covers and just seeing if the rockers have been changed or push rods or any of that. But kind of cool to have an SFI plate. Kind of makes up for the complete and total nightmare that was getting this trans out. Alright, here we are. It's another day in the garage. I'm not quite sure where we left off last night as far as the videos were, but I'll tell you where we're at. The trans is kind of in. It's in position enough that I've gotten one of the bell housing bolts started, so I want to go in there, line up the torque converter and the flywheel, make sure that's all good to go. Still have a bunch of connections to make, and you know, doing the trans cross member and a couple other parts and pieces. So today's a little bit colder. I'm a little sore from yesterday, but we'll see if we can work a torque, make something happen, go on from there. good?
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about. Here is the stud coming off of the converter that has to come through the flywheel. See, there's a little piece, I don't know what that is, a little bolt, whatever's in there. But we were having a tough time getting the trans and everything lined up because this was just slightly off. So I was able to pry on it just a little bit, and then when it popped into place, the trans sucked right in, and we're good to go. Now I can start doing the rest of the install. Alright, well, the trans is in. There's a couple little things I gotta tighten up, like the cross member, and I gotta put that cover on the bottom of the bell housing. But first, I wanna make sure everything works, and we'll go from there. It looks like this is going to be the end of day 2, which was actually 2 days crammed into 1 day's worth of video. But I need to go to Walmart, get some trans fluid, top this off until my hot shot stuff comes in. The fluid in there is garbage anyway, so I just want to top it off, run a little bit, make sure it's working. Obviously it's working. We get the tires turning. I've got everything hooked back up, including that trans pressure cable, which is not actually a kickdown cable or whatever they tell me on the AOD trans, which means I didn't screw anything up too bad because it's not leaking and the tires are moving. So I need to go get some fluid, and we could probably start day 3 with some of the test drive, and then hopefully get to some fun parts, pending that the test drive works out okay. If the test drive doesn't work out okay, we're taking everything out of this thing and putting an LS in it. And that's going to be it for day 2. Caitlin wants a glittery panda.
Okay. Wait, my Caitlin?
Yeah.
She got it.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.